Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television News. Today, the 2nd of January 2023. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present, and our top stories in the news tonight: charcoal traders in Lusaka tossed to load shedding. CHISHIMBA KAMBWILI urges President Hakainde Hichilema to apologize for mishandling the agricultural sector. Government urged to prioritize addressing the issue of drug shortages in hospitals. In international news, Burkina Faso's military regime expels French ambassador. And in sports news, Copper Queens forward Grace Chanda calls for hard work ahead of the FIFA Women's World Cup.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Camnet Stars Football Club, popularly known as the local national team, is inviting all skillfully, gifted, talented and creative soccer players from across Zambia. Ages between 16 and 20 must come, train and join the club. The category of these gifted footballers have the chance to go and market their talent in Europe and USA through Camnet Stars Football Club, a team formed with a vision to produce quality international players. Please do not miss this brief open opportunity given to you. Camnet Stars Football Club could be your gateway to your international soccer career. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Date 12th December 2022 to 21st January 2023. Time 09 hours to 11 hours. Your time to shine is now.
Welcome once again. Another news in detail. Kawe Diocese Bishop Clement Mulenga has described the former late Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI as a great theologian and a great thinker who led the Catholic Church in difficult times. Speaking at the Sacred Heart Parish shortly after the Mass, Bishop Mulenga further revealed that the late Pope Benedict created the Kawe Diocese in 2011 and subsequently appointed him as the first bishop of the diocese within the year. The 95-year-old Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away on Saturday at his residence at the Vatican's Mater Ecclesia Monastery.
We're going to remember the late Pope Benedict, in a very special way, in the way that it was Pope Benedict who created the Kawe Diocese back in 2011 on the 29th of October in 2011. And he's the one who appointed me as Bishop of this diocese. So for us, we have quite a special attachment to him for what he has done for our diocese. A very special person who led the church in very, very difficult moments, but he was there. He guided the church through difficult times. He was always there for the sake of the church. He was always there for the sake of his brothers. He was always there for the sake of the community of believers. He was one of these great theologians of his own time, a great thinker, a person who showed us the face of Jesus.
Charcoal traders at Fred Joe area of Garden Compound in Lusaka's Mandevu constituency say they have witnessed an improvement following the commencement of load shedding. Speaking to Camnet News, the charcoal traders say they normally sell 1 or 2 bags a day, but they have been able to sell about 5 bags by the afternoon of Tuesday, 3rd January 2023. Some buyers have also told Camnet News that they have resorted to buying charcoal despite the consequences of climate change that it brings, as it is the most affordable alternative source of energy. Zambia's power company, ZESCO, announced that load shedding will begin Tuesday, 3rd January 2023, after a drastic reduction in water for electricity generation at Kariba North Bank Power Station. More in this report.
According to the Zambia Forestry and Forest Industries Corporation, ZAFICO, the country loses over 200,000 hectares of forest per year due to deforestation, mainly owing to charcoal burning. This has been seen as one of the major contributors to climate change, which has resulted in a change of seasons, hence negatively affecting farming in Zambia. With the announcement by Zambia's power utility company ZESCO that load shedding has officially begun Tuesday, 3rd January 2023, Camnet News took time to talk to some charcoal traders in LUSAKA's garden compound to see how business is going. Some traders say their business has slowly begun picking up.
Improve at least kuchira pata pamene isienzo weda malaiti bachilero nkasako yaindako malachi.
So like maybe magulisa yangati per day, then lo magulisa kwa yangati?
Limbi day timagulisa limbi 2 kamozi bachilero tagulisako yali 5.
Others, however, say sales have been slow for them, attributing it to people lacking money due to harsh economic conditions.
Kumatika ona abantu bamba kubwedza ona kuti apo business ya posting ako kai bantu still baona. So palibe vametinga kale. Mwamene mwayimirira pana moto kama onapo muntu ofunsa ko malashi. Mwayimirira ndawo ikulu maningi mami. Palibe bantu. It dependi bantu ngati balina ndalama mu makombo ndali bantu ndi bantigula mu makombo. So ngati bantu balibe ndalama nishitizambo kungojama socha. Kara 2 months ulupa market, 1 month ulupa market, business yenda. So boma baby apati danda wakundalama kulibe.
Camnet News also caught up with some customers who say they had no plan of buying charcoal but have been forced to do so due to the load shedding. The current situation presents a serious challenge not only for the government to provide alternative sources of energy, but also for alternative sources of business for the traders if climate change is to be effectively combated. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, some residents of Garden Compound in Mandevo constituency have complained over the continued indiscriminate dumping of garbage along Katima Mulilo Road. A check by Camnet TV News found piles of uncollected garbage dotted along the road and covering part of the drainage. Speaking in an interview, one of the residents, Joseph Mwanza, attributes the haphazard dumping of waste to the Lusaka City Council's failure to collect the garbage. Meanwhile, the area councillor, Adrian Banda, laments that most residents in the area send young people to dump the garbage by the roadside, especially at night. More in this report.
Some areas across Lusaka are currently a health hazard following the piling up of uncollected garbage and mass littering. For years, waste management has emerged as one of the greatest challenges facing Lusaka City. It is not a new problem though, but the volume of waste being generated continues to increase at a faster rate than the ability of the city authorities to improve on the financial and technical resources needed to parallel this growth. Residents of Garden Compound in Mandevo constituency have expressed concern about the continued throwing of garbage along Katima Mulilo Road by unknown people. They have attributed the indiscriminate waste dumping of the LCC's failure to collect the garbage.
Like at least Chamini just stay because like when you air pollution man, which affect in time young whole and cholera. So that will be but times they will say who let go a bit to tell them more shot. I want you some of them. So I don't want some not better say I'm not tied up, which is not good. At least if
meanwhile, the area councillor Adrian Banda says most residents are fond of paying young people to dump the garbage along the roadside at night, however assures of a lasting solution.
I've given them warnings because the people who does that is the people who stays along the same road, which have taken advantage of sending the youths to dump. Just last week, I had to chase a youth to stop him from dumping. Unfortunately enough, I couldn't apprehend him because he was running. I tried people to help me. Also, they failed. But we had a meeting within the area, that is Gabon area, to say, please, let's refrain from now. Once we clear this garbage, we don't want anyone to find one thing, otherwise law shall take its own course.
Meanwhile, a further check by the news crew in George Compound along Mungu Road found uncollected garbage dotted along the roadside, even covered a nearby bus station. The crew also observed that some of the traders were selling few meters away from these, despite the situation having a high risk of causing health complication to them. They state they have no other place to trade from. However, have called on relevant authorities to look into the issue.
Okay, it can be just so shortcut can. But no more time, Vishara, what time Zua, what time see Chatoka, Muzua Gavnotia, Timaris of Taira. So what Teraposico got Tasoka with a comboka. You want it, my own. There are possibilities of car, but the car will last to go put the batty. When the Roma days, when the chief way, I say, challenge in Yamdi, Majaka, it's Kafno Kambo complain as a president Panapa and Senzi, as a combat first in Milan, Erotica Ponzea. Many is a example yesterday. I don't know time, you're so good at one of us school up. Sugutin and Nipunzi and Punsavana.
The situation in these two locations is depressing than ever. Indiscriminate or uncoordinated disposal of the waste has posed a healthy hazard to the people living in the nearby household and those selling nearby. A hope to finding a lasting solution to this is prayerful. Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Farmers in Kapiri Mposhi district of Central Province under the Farmer Input Support Program FISP say many of them have lost hope of having a good harvest in 2023 due to the late delivery of some farming inputs. The farmers who gathered at one of the depots in Kapiri Mposhi in the hope of getting urea fertilizer were Tuesday morning turned away and informed that there was no fertilizer. They have since challenged the Ministry of Agriculture to address the prevailing situation in many parts of the country. More in this report.
The 2022-2023 farming season has been the topic of debate as farmers under the Farmer Input Support Program FISP in many parts of the country are yet to receive the inputs in full, despite the farming season having fully commenced. Farmers in Kapiri Mposhi district of Central Province say while they have received seed and compound D fertilizer, many cooperatives are yet to receive urea fertilizer in full, stating that this has destabilized their farming. The farmers who gathered at one of the farming depots in Kapiri Mposhi Tuesday morning have aired their grievances. Others have expressed concern about the weight of the farming inputs they have received so far, stating that these need to be weighed in the presence of all concerned parties as they seem to be underweight.
Fertilizers could be underweight. Once I engaged by DC, Basa Pima, weighing 36, 34 kg, 37, 39. So even when you go and check, like, to just go and take a sample, you find that they are underweights. They're not 50 kgs. So I don't know how we can be helped on that issue.
fertilizer na fertilizer na bwana pale munga muchitana mumachashani yone program mpangire mwebene badisi.
The current administration has come under pressure for the late delivery of farming inputs, despite promises to do better than the former ruling Patriotic Front Party, whom they condemned for the late delivery of the inputs. For now, we will continue observing how matters will unfold, as the farmers have demanded an address from the Ministry of Agriculture on how it plans to handle the current situation. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Patriotic Front PF presidential hopeful CHISHIMBA KAMBWILI has challenged the United Party for National Development UPND to apologize to Zambians for failing to deliver farming inputs to various parts of the country on time. Mr. KAMBWILI has further accused the current administration of scrapping off old suppliers of farming inputs to allegedly favor friends of the UPND. He has wondered why major disruptions should be made to key sectors such as agriculture, when these hinge on the overall well-being of farmers, citizens and food security. The PF aspiring president was speaking when he was featured on the Camnet TV Governance and Current Affairs program, dubbed The National Matters, on Monday, 2nd January 2022.
You find that if you are quick to remove the suppliers, like our friends did, the UPND, to bring in your own preferred suppliers, then the people will suffer. So, and immediately, Pastor, let me drive this point. You see a government is quick to change suppliers when they come into government. Just know that there is corruption. Because if there is no corruption, why remove those that were supplying fertilizer? I do recall myself very well that when we came into office as PF under Mr. Sata, somebody within PF went to Mr. Sata and said, we have to remove these fertilizer suppliers. They were dealing with the MMD, so we need to bring in our own supplier. Mr. Sata said, excuse me, it is not the job of a politician to disturb and disrupt business. Leave those people. Go and tender whoever wins, whether they've been supplying in the past or they want to come on board, as long as they've got a good price and they meet the criteria, go and do business with them.
Citizens First Party President Harry Kalaba has advised the government to critically prioritize 3 key areas of development in 2023, among them the agriculture, health and the energy sector. In an interview with Camnet News, Mr. Kalaba says the drama by the government of lying to the citizens that there are medicines in health facilities when in fact not should come to an end. The opposition leader says drugs are essential commodities that should be readily available and accessible by citizens. And Mr. Kalaba has described the 2022 farming season as disastrous and that what transpired this year should not repeat itself in 2023. More in this report.
The first year of the United Party for National Development UPND administration into office has seen the party score in sectors such as the education through the introduction of free education, which has seen many children go back to school. The year has also seen the party fail in many areas such as the late delivery of inputs, shortage of medicines in health facilities, high cost of living, among other things. Citizens First Party President Harry Kalaba has since advised governments to critically prioritize 3 key areas of development in 2023, among them the agriculture, health and energy sector.
Now that we've entered 2023, we as Citizens First expect government to look at 3 priority areas of governance. We expect government to take a lot of interest in the energy sector. We expect government to take a lot of interest in the health sector. We expect government to take a lot of interest in the agriculture sector. The agriculture sector has been very disastrous during the last farming season. We expect that seed and fertilizer now will reach farmers as early as August so that they can plan and carry out their farming activities in time.
The opposition leader has also advised government to ensure that drugs are distributed in health facilities as opposed to telling citizens that medicines are available when in fact not.
Also expect government to ensure that drugs, medicines are distributed in hospitals. This drama of government telling us that there's medicine when there's no medicine in hospitals should come to an end. Government must take time, practical solutions, let them visit the hospitals and clinics and let them see for themselves that citizens are literally struggling in the health sector. We also hope that government is going to deal with the energy sector very precisely. Zambia cannot, after 58 days of independence, continue importing petrol and diesel hand to mouth every other month. I think that should come to an end. What we need now, or what we need to expect now, is that government should procure the hydrocarbon cracker.
Many Zambian citizens are yet to start reaping fruits from the policies that the UPND administration are still implementing, considering that the high cost of living has continued to affect many families. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A LUSAKA-based youth advocate, Brilliant Nyirenda, has called upon the United Party for National Development, UPND administration, to do more of work and talk less. In an interview, Mr. Nyirenda has reminded the ruling party of its commitment made in providing substantial spaces for full youth participation in the country's socio and economic as well as leadership endeavors. He says the UPND should work on most of its campaign promises and less on the blaming campaign. Meanwhile, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson Trevor Mwinde has re-echoed the President's early statement and assured the youths of the government's efforts in providing the support needed to them. More in this report.
Expectations from citizens from the United Party for National Development administrations are high as the year 2023 begins, with various stakeholders reminding the ruling party to focus on implementing the things it promised. After winning the general elections on the 12th August 2021, the UPND administration has pointed out several things that it has achieved, such as employment of teachers, healthy workers, free education, among other things. However, despite having quite a number of achievements to point out, many still feel that not much has been done, and most people's worry is that the ruling party talk more with less action. A LUSAKA youth advocate, Brilliant Nyirenda, has advised the UPND administration of more actions this year with less talks.
That we can mention also the bad things. So the good things, we appreciate them, and the bad things, we condemn them and also give a solution. So on the part of the young people, I believe there has not been so much recognition as it has been. Recently, we saw the development in the Ministry of Youth, where we have Pilato as the new PS. But the question is, how many ministries do we have on the cabinet, or the cabinet itself? It comprises of about 26 ministries. Now, from the 26 ministries, how many young people are you able to see from the decision making there? There are very few, if not none. Not only that, how many people are you able to see on the female voice? Because we only have about 5, if not 4. So you realize that the Ministry of Gender, yes, it has got the Ministry of Community and Development, it has got a female, quite all right. You realize that the Ministry of Health has got a female as well. The Ministry of Labour has got a female, and the Vice President, as well as the Ministry of Information. The rest 21 are male. Now, is that a balanced kind of environment? No, it's not. We're moving towards a situation where we want equality. We are talking about equality. So if we are talking about equality, then we should have a voice that is representing both.
Meanwhile, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson Trevor Mwinde has re-echoed on the President's earlier statement and assured the youths of government's effort in providing the support needed to the youths and improving their livelihood.
2022 was not an easy year for us because the youths had a lot of higher expectations, just as it was in part of 2021. Having crossed over, coming into 2023, borrowing words and the narrative from His Excellency the President, who has said that 2023 is not much of a year of excuses, is a year of work and is a year of dedication and devotion to duty. I call upon all my colleagues, my comrade youths, that have got complaints, dissatisfactions and misgivings on the way the UPND has looked upon and after its youths in the yesteryears. That going forward, we want to work with them, we want to embrace the culture of work. We are also well aware
Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Examination Council of Zambia, ECZ, has reiterated that all those who have been implicated in examination malpractices and have their results withheld have been slapped with a 2-year suspension in which they would not undertake any examinations. ECZ Director Dr. Michael Chilala says the council will thrive to ensure that it offers examinations that meet the international standards and are leakage-free. Dr. Chilala says so far 50 examination centers have had their results nullified for those who took part in the 2022 General Certificate of Education Examinations GCE. He has since appealed to all those aspiring to write examinations to refrain from taking part in any examination malpractices to avoid being disqualified.
We had 69 centers, whole center cases that we withheld. Of the 69, we resolved 61. And of the 61 resolved, we nullified results in the subjects where the candidates were involved in 50 centers. We had 69 centers where we withheld. We had 61 centers that have been resolved. Of the 61 centers that were resolved, we nullified the results in 50 centers. And the nullification was specifically in the subjects where the candidates were involved. And the total number of candidates, both individual and whole center cases, whose results were nullified were 8,778. 8,778.
This is Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
It's Bata's back to school with a bang this January 2023. Save more kwacha with amazing slashed prices on all Taffy school shoes at Bata. Enjoy school shopping with a wide variety of assorted merchandise such as school bags and socks. Bata also has in stock white and blue school shirts for your school uniform shopping convenience. Visit your nearest Bata store countrywide and get back to school for January 2023. Magnificent Taffy style. Bata Taffys. Built to last, built for life. T's and C's apply.
In our quest to save nations and develop Africa, Savenda is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings are nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. Savenda Farms is also changing lives of its dedicated workforce drawn from the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think Savenda Farms.
Cabbages, onions, maize, potatoes, tomatoes, chilies. At Rainglow, we supply great quality irrigation for the mentioned crops and more at an affordable price. Get our 2,000 meter flat drip for as low as 2,900 kwacha, or our 500 meter round hose for 1,300 kwacha. Customize your own spacing with our 500 meter blank round hose going for 1,200 kwacha, ideal for orchards such as avocado, mango, banana, oranges, etc. Rainglow Irrigation. Best quality, best price.
Good news, good news. The rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generational wealth is the way to go. Has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each, and ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours, Monday to Friday, at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. The Zambia police have reported that the country had, between 31st December 2022 and 2nd January 2023, recorded 13 fatal road traffic accidents, of which 14 people died out of 188 accidents recorded countrywide. The police deputy spokesperson, Danny Mwale, says 34 accidents were recorded as serious injury road traffic accidents, in which 43 persons sustained serious injuries, while 44 were recorded as slight injury road traffic accidents, in which 59 persons were slightly injured. And LUSAKA province recorded the highest number of road traffic accidents at 79, followed by Copperbelt province with 35, Eastern province with 19, and Central province with 17, while Southern province recorded 10 accidents. Meanwhile, the police deputy spokesperson has attributed the increase in the number of road traffic accidents to low compliance levels by most road users, especially motorists. And Mr. Mwale says police collected more than 420,000 kwacha in admission of guilt fines during the recently passed holiday. Chikankata Member of Parliament Jacqueline Savao has assured the residents in the Southern Province District of security as of the construction of a police station in the area is almost complete. Ms. Savao says the police station will be a new year gift for the people of Chikankata District, as they have been enduring long distances to access services in Mazabuka or Kafue District, as the area has no police station. Speaking in Chikankata District when she inspected the construction of the police station, Ms. Savao said once completed, the police station will help in maintaining public order and safety. Ms. Savao expressed concern over the delayed works, saying this has resulted in the structure being vandalized by people and the government losing a lot of money that it has invested in the structure. And the resident of Chitete Ward in Chikankata constituency, Neto Hayunga, has expressed concern over the high number of livestock theft.
At the new built police station, however, it's being under construction. They are only minor works. I think so far we're at 90%. So I urge the contractor to finish the works, because we have a challenge as a district. The level of criminal activities has been high in Chikankata, and it's not helping our people, because the main police station we go to is Mazabuka district or Kafue. But we have this structure which government has spent a lot of money, but because of the delayment in official opening, it's being vandalized by the locals. So I urge the contractor to come on board and finish the work so that this office will be opened officially by government.
Kabwe Central lawmaker Mrs. Chrysosta Perry has urged charitable organizations and religious groupings to prioritize taking good care of the aged in communities. The lawmaker has donated food items worth 35,000 kwacha to 56 aged persons from the 14 wards in Kabwe Central constituency. Speaking shortly after donating food items to aged persons from her constituency, the lawmaker thanked the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema's administration for increasing the allocation of social cash transfer. She further urged the civic leaders in her constituency to help the aged register for social cash transfer.
Thank the New Dawn government for prioritizing socio-economic transfer
kabiri na pakuleta kona ngukulunda po pampia bapela abafyashi beso.
Of which we know from the data that I got from the district. As at now, the beneficiary stands at 2,945. I further thank the government for increasing the social cash transfer. For the disabled, now it was 600 kwacha but increased to 800 kwacha. And for children-headed homes and age, it was increased from 300 kwacha to 400 kwacha. For that reason, we say thank you so much to the New Dawn government. I urge our local leaders, councillors, CWACs, and all our ward leaders to make sure that we help our deserving parents in our communities, that they are all captured and be able to receive the social cash transfer. Let me also take advantage of this opportunity to request all community members from all the 14 wards to embrace the culture of community service by making sure that our vulnerable people are taken care of.
We are very much grateful because this thing has never happened. We are very happy. She should continue.
The Zambia National Farmers Union, ZNFU, says it is dismayed by the latest stance taken by the Ministry of Agriculture to ignore farmers and rush into a decision to import wheat. ZNFU President Jervis Zimba says it is a known fact that the country has been producing adequate wheat stocks for national consumption. Mr. Zimba says wheat was last harvested 3 months ago and that the country has continued enjoying stable supply due to local production of wheat compared to other countries. He says the last few years' production and consumption patterns attest to the fact that there is an enormous difference between what is purported to be a shortfall and what is imported into the country. The union has since appealed to government to let the wheat industry stakeholders deliberate and determine if there are any grounds to turn to imports. This is contained in a media statement made available to the media by ZNFU Public Relations Officer Kelvin Kalei. This is Camnet Television News. We'll take a second and final break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
You know I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, man. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
It's Bata's Back to School with a bang this January 2023. Save more kwacha with amazing slashed prices on all taffy school shoes at Bata. Enjoy school shopping with a wide variety of assorted merchandise such as school bags and socks. Bata also has in stock white and blue school shirts for your school uniform shopping convenience. Visit your nearest Bata store countrywide and get back to school for January 2023. magnificent taffy style. Butter Taffies. Built to last, built for life. T's and C's apply.
Camnet Stars Football Club, popularly known as the local national team, is inviting all skillfully gifted, talented and creative soccer players from across Zambia. Ages between 16 and 20 must come, train and join the club. The category of these gifted footballers have the chance to go and market their talent in Europe and USA through Camnet Stars Football Club, a team formed with a vision to produce quality international players. Please do not miss this brief open opportunity given to you. Camnet Stars Football Club could be your gateway to your international soccer career. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Date 12th December 2022 to 21st January 2023. Time 09 hours to 11 hours. Your time to shine is now.
Welcome back, and in our international news tonight, Burkina Faso's military junta has expelled France's ambassadors, authorities said Monday, amid a surge in anti-French sentiment as the West African country moves to develop closer ties with Russia. Government spokesman Jean-Emmanuel Odoago confirmed to the Associated Press that Ambassador Luc Halade was asked to leave but provided no further details. The French embassy refused to comment. Halade's expulsion comes less than 2 weeks after the United Nations resident and humanitarian coordinator in Burkina Faso, Barbara Manzi, was also declared persona non grata. And meanwhile, a Senegalese journalist and prominent anti-government critic is extremely strained after a 2-week hunger strike he launched in protest of his detention, his lawyer said on Monday. Pape Ale Niang, head of the Dakar Martin online news site, was arrested on November 6 and charged with divulging information likely to harm national defense. For more in international news, here's a roundup.
Burkina Faso's military junta has expelled France's ambassador, authorities said on Monday, amid a surge in anti-French sentiment as the West African country moves to develop closer ties with Russia. Government spokesperson confirmed that Ambassador Luc Halade was asked to leave but provided no further details. Halade's expulsion comes less than 2 weeks after United Nations resident and humanitarian coordinator in Burkina Faso, Barbara Manzi, was declared persona non grata. Anti-French sentiment has been growing in the former French colony since the new junta leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, seized power in September. Last month, Burkina Faso's Prime Minister visited Russia to strengthen relations and consolidate efforts to combat extremists in the region, according to Russia's foreign ministry. A Senegalese journalist and prominent anti-government critic is extremely strained after a 2-week hunger strike he launched in protest of his detention, his lawyer said on Monday. Pape Ale Niang, head of the Dakar Martin online news site, was arrested on November 6 and charged with revealing information likely to harm national defense. Niang, widely known in Senegal for his regular columns in current affairs, was released on December 14 but sent back to prison a week later. He has been on hunger strike since his latest imprisonment on December 20. The journalist has been at Dakar's main hospitals since December 24 with doctors concerned about his condition for the past 5 days. The case against Niang arose after he wrote about rape charges faced by the country's main opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko. Senegal has a strong reputation for openness and press freedom, but this status is in decline according to Reporters Without Borders.
Let's have some sports news now. Copper Queens forward Grace Chanda says she is looking forward to the FIFA Women's World Cup that kicks off in Australia and New Zealand on 19 July 2023. The 9th edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup will take place from July 20 to August 20, 2023 across 10 stadiums in Australia and New Zealand, 6 in Australia and 4 in New Zealand. Chanda is optimistic that the team will perform better at the global tournament.
As Copa Queens, apatambongala maningi na my experience because ticha manje na my players bosi ana beba jabe stenzo tiana bebe. Sometimes tenzo space she ticha na ma team yenango bebe bambili baenda kuma bali kuma Europe bambili so enzo pesa kati bebe bali maningi na experience. But for now, apatapaka be taenda ko like taenda ko ma pro, so like apana isizankala easy. Like even for the World Cup, zankala futi bambiri bazatengera pona benangu so vonze zamba chekungala moshe manje. Yeah, like group yatu series niyo kosa. So like we have to prepare ourselves. Tifunika cheta pushing tankala lady because stinga kambati ba Spain ni wokosa even ba Costa Rica. So we have to push, we have to work extra hard. Back to KAMBWILI. Give us more support. We love you so much as a Copa Queens. Thank you so much for everything.
To end Camnet television news, we'll take a look at stories making headlines once again. Charcoal traders in LUSAKA toast to load shedding. CHISHIMBA KAMBWILI. Apologize for that interruption. And as we end our main news tonight, charcoal traders in LUSAKA toast to load shedding. CHISHIMBA KAMBWILI urges President Hakainde Hichilema to apologize for mishandling the agriculture sector. Government urged to prioritize addressing the issue of drug shortages in hospitals. In international news, Burkina Faso's military regime expels French ambassador. And in sports news, Copa Queens forward Grace Chanda calls for hard work ahead of the FIFA World Women's Cup. When I look at the Camnet verse of the day, which is coming from Hebrews 13 verse 5, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Thank you for watching Camnet Television News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.